Hi everybody, it's Timo Kaarkoski from Armored Dawn, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour. Stay heavy.
Welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour, your source for all hard rock, heavy metal, new metal, alternative, punk, horror punk, hardcore, rock, and all local bands, with your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bodfather.
Hey everybody, welcome to BODS Mayhem Hour. I am your host, John the Bod, a.k.a. the Bodfather, and as always, I am bringing you guys awesome interviews. Today I have Timo Kaarkoski. He is the guitarist of Armored Dawn. They have a new single and video out now from their second new album called Barbarians, in black, out now via AFM Records. And we're going to be talking to Timo about that, plus their new single, a video, and the new album. So, Timo, how's it going, my friend?
Everything's great. Just came home from the studio, and life is good.
What's impressed you the most about making the new album Barbarians in Black? What's caught your eye about it, if anything possibly, man? What sticks out the most for you?
I would, if I would compare the Barbarians in Black, to the first album, the Viking Soul. I think this was done more like based on the vocals, because the first album was basically just band playing, and we added the vocals on top of it. And this time we really wanted to focus on the vocals. So there's lots of backing vocals, and the vocals are really well produced. So that's why we got the American producer Kato Khandwala, who sadly died like a few months ago in a motorcycle accident in Los Angeles. But he was a really good pop producer, so he was really good with the vocals. So we decided to do the second album with him to get really the vocals stand out on this one.
Yeah, that's what I was going to mention here in just a little bit. We're going to talk about Kato and the impact that he brought to bands and the impact of his loss.
Yeah.
How long did it take you guys to record this new album, man? Once you guys started getting into it, plus adding more stuff that you wanted to do more with this one, how long did it take you guys to record it?
In total, I think we spent about 5 weeks in the studio recording it. We did it. When we went to the studio, we started from zero. We didn't have nothing, not one single song. So we did everything from point zero in the studio. So Kato came here we actually recorded the whole album was recorded here in Brazil in our own home studio, because we have a rehearsal studio where we also record whatever they need. So Kato came from LA to Sao Paulo, and we recorded. He spent here like 5 weeks recording with us, and so that was done here.
We know we lost Kato Khandwala on this year, actually.
Yeah, it was like 2 months ago.
Yeah, it wasn't very long ago, to a motorcycle accident. Now, you worked with him, which, he had worked with the Pretty Reckless Papa Roach, and you also worked with Bruno Agra, and he also worked with We Are Harlot. Working with these guys, how was working with them, and did they let you guys do your own thing, then step in, or how did they do that?
Oh, it was like a combination of everything. We had our own ideas that we brought to them, and mostly we wrote most of the songs together with Bruno, because he's a really good composer. So he had lots of ideas for the riffs, but basically the songs we did together with Bruno, and then Kato joined in with the melodies and especially the lyrics, because the problem for most musicians from outside of any English-speaking country is the lyrics, because like our singer, he's a Brazilian, so he writes the lyrics more or less in English, like broken English. That doesn't sound good. So Kato really stepped in to make the lyrics exactly right way. Like, if you want to do English, you need like American or British to do it. It's difficult for somebody else to try to get it right.
Was you guys maybe going to work with Kato again since his untimely passing, possibly? Was that any thoughts after this album?
Yes, we were planning on the next album we were planning to do with him and Bruno again, but this far I think we are now we are started slowly writing new songs for the third album already, and we will do the following way. We will write all the songs here in our studio again, slowly, one by one, and we're gonna get Bruno to help us to do the lyrics and help with the melodies again. So Bruno's really gonna help us.
Any songs off the album that stand out more to you, possibly, Timo? I mean, I know these are like choosing from your favorite child or your favorite collectible, but is there ones that stick out for you, possibly?
For me, I think my favorite song from the whole album is the Men of Odin. I think it has everything. I like it's like it could be almost a pop song which I kind of like, and it has great melody, and it has slow parts and fast parts, and to me that's the best song of the album, definitely.
With Kato and Bruno at the helm of the writing and producing with this album, how much growth musically have you seen this band go through up to the release of this album compared to the last album, or has it just been more of a personal growth for each of you guys?
It was actually the biggest change from the first album is that we changed the drummer since the first album. The original drummer that we had, he was more like a old school rock and roll drummer, so it was really more than old school way. And the new drummer, Rodrigo, he's a thrash metal drummer, so he's plays in a Brazilian band called Corsus for like 20 something years. And so as soon as we got him behind the drums, everything started getting, the new songs automatically started getting a little bit more faster and heavier. And so I think that was the biggest influence, the biggest reason why we changed.
Do you
a little bit the style from the first?
Do you think adding him as the new drummer gave you guys that oomph that you were missing, possibly?
Definitely. That was really welcome change for the band.
Do you do anything differently during the writing and recording process to help keep your mind fresh and open to new stuff, and to not let the music get stale, not go back down a path that you did before and say, nah, I don't do that again?
No. Now we try to listen to more new modern bands, but have a little bit more open mind, because when we did the first album, we were just listening to everything we always loved, music from the 70s, 80s, and we had lots of influence on that. But then we started listening that actually there is good new bands. So Avenged Sevenfold, really good heavy bands doing melodic stuff. So we started trying to listen to that and see if we get any influence from that, and see where we end up. To try to update a little bit the band and our heads, because we are old school musicians, really. So.
Well, sure, it's always good to get that fresh breath of air of new music to listen to. Oh, it's always good.
Oh yeah.
What can fans expect at a show from Armored Dawn who have not got to see you guys live as of yet?
We are this far we've been focusing more on Europe, but I'm hoping that hopefully somewhere in the beginning of the next year we manage to get the band to USA also to tour. That's definitely a plan. So I'm hoping really that's gonna work out.
So what are they going to get when they come and see you guys? Are they going to get a good theatrical show, a fire show? What's going on?
I think it basically this far we're gonna focus more on the music and rocking the hell out, because we first of all that's cheaper.
Yeah.
If you could afford to have a stage like Kiss, we would do that. but this far we've just focused mainly on the music.
Yeah, or like Sabaton, or either like Amon Amarth. Yeah, I can understand that.
Oh yeah.
That's good. Money talks, folks. Money talks. Do you like the digital era of recording albums and plus social media that we're in right now? Of course, recording albums, get them out quicker, and social media to reach more fans. Do you like this that we're in right now? Possibly.
It's a good thing and a bad thing. There's a little bit of everything. I mean, because of course everybody knows that because of the internet, nobody buys CDs anymore. That's practically dead. When you go to any town in the world, you try to find a record store. It's starting to be a challenge. Nobody sells them anymore. It's really hard to find, and people don't buy it. But on the other hand, it's much easier to get your music spread around the world. Somebody from Indonesia can hear your song today easily. So that's really good thing. And also it makes your personally, it's much easier to connect to people. Like you can find people who listen to music from anywhere in the world easier. Like in the 80s, if you wanted to do that, you need to go to the mail office and send letters to people. And so the communication got much faster and much better, much easier.
Yeah, and you guys can send tracks back and forth via MP3 email and say, hey, can you work on this now? And well, sure, you can work on it right then and there.
Oh yeah, if you want to, you can one guy record some guitar part in Brazil, the other guy records in Germany or wherever, and then you just join everything. So that really makes it easier. Now, for example, you record guitars. You can do it in a tour bus. You can get studio level recording made in a tour bus. You just go to the studio really to record the vocals and the drums. Everything else you can practically do online or at your home. So you save money in the recording that way.
What does Armored Dawn bring to the table for music that's not out there as of right now, possibly, in your own opinion?
In my opinion, I think that we are trying to, especially live, we are trying to sound like a really live band, because nowadays there's lots of bands that like half of their song is recorded. So they sing and play on top of lots of recording. It kind of sounds fake these days. So we don't do that. All we have is some intro somewhere, and everything else we really play live.
I'm glad that there's so many out there that have said that, because it's true. I'm not knocking the ones who do it. I mean, that's your taste if that's what you want to do. However, you give us that authentic style, give us that authentic sound that's gonna stand the test of time for music. That's what we need.
Oh yes.
Support wise, is there a country or a location that stands out more, surprises you? You get support from that area, possibly, Timo.
Oh, I've started getting mails from India, where I think the CD is not even out there. So I don't know where, and we haven't done any marketing, anything, zero really in India. But there was one of these weeks I got like 50 mails from India, and it's not people asking for money. It was really people who had heard the song somewhere and liking and asking if you're gonna play it there. And so that would be really cool actually to go there, because it's a huge country, and I assume lots of people don't go there yet. Yeah. So that would be a really cool place to play.
See, that's the cool thing about social media, and I don't mean it in a negative way. I mean it in a positive way, because when your music's reaching out there that far to countries that you have no clue that it's out there, and you get messages like that, I mean, does that solidify to say, hey, we're doing this right? I mean, this is getting out to folks who've never heard us or even seen us before.
Oh, yes. That's the great thing about the internet.
Any show or moment that stands out to you more that you can recall being a part of Armored Dawn? One that sticks out for you and says, oh, yeah, I can't believe we're doing this. This is the coolest thing that's ever happened to us so far.
I think for me, the coolest thing that I did was that a few years ago, we went to the last Motorhead's motorboat cruise, where we played in the cruise ship. They had Slayer, Exodus, Anthrax, and Motorhead, and we were there with them there for a few. I think we played 2 shows there in the boat, so in the boat ship really, and it was 4 or 5 days of party, and that was really damn cool. You go to have breakfast at 9 a.m. and you stand next to the guitar player of Slayer, so that's something fucking unbelievable.
That's awesome. Standing right there beside Kerry King and everybody like that. That's unbelievable. Now, did you say Pantera was on this possibly, or was that incorrect?
No. And I think there was Anthrax, Exodus, Slayer, and Motorhead. And
oh, okay, my bad. I misunderstood you there. But that's still cool, man. To be on a cruise like that, and to that congratulations.
that was really awesome.
Oh yeah,
and I think we were the only Brazilian band that ever played in the cruise. So that's kind of cool for a band also.
Oh well, for sure. What made you want to become a musician, Timo? What was that spark for you that said, yeah, that's what I want to do right there?
I'm not exactly sure when it all started, but I remember when I was first of all, I started listening to rock music when I was like 5. So, and I started playing guitar at about 7, but when I was 5, I started playing violin. So at 5, I was already playing 5, and I think at 8, I was in the orchestra, and I really like that thing. And I think it's most like it's because around that age, about 7, I was seeing videos somewhere of Richie Blackmore playing with Deep Purple. So something that looking at that, I thought, that's something I really want to do. So it originally comes from there.
We lost an iconic musician a week or so ago, Vinnie Paul, drummer of the mighty Pantera, Hell Yeah, Damage Plan, and Rebel Meets Rebel. Is there a favorite moment for you that sticks out in your mind if you're a fan of Pantera or anything like that, or Hell Yeah, that you'd like to share possibly of Vinnie Paul? Oh,
I remember seeing them somewhere in the 90s. I remember seeing them in Helsinki in Finland. They were opening. Now I can't remember to who they were. I think they were opening for Judas Priest somewhere in the 90s. And sadly, it was Pantera. It was just like 40 minutes of show, but that was fucking unbelievable.
That's
awesome.
One
of the best things I've seen in my life.
How was the pit? I'm glad you survived it, because I got to see him on Ozfest in 2000 or 2001, and it was the most unbelievablest thing I've ever seen in my life. But I want your opinion, man, when you were there watching this. How was the crowd, and plus, how was the pit? How crazy was it?
It was something unbelievable. Like, people in Finland, usually people are more silent and basically people keep just standing and watching the show. But this time I was jumping and screaming like everybody was fucking nuts. That was something awesome. They got more excited about the opening band than the actual band. So,
do you guys ever get any emails or, from fans or before the shows or after the shows, they tell you that Armored Dawn's music has helped them overcome obstacles, or it's made them to relax the everyday bullshit that we go through, or it's just let them escape for a little while? What's that mean to you guys if that's ever happened?
Oh, that actually happened, and we heard actually people come to talk to us after the shows, because we usually, every time we play, we go straight to the crowd and start talking to people and see if they like it or not. And lots of people said that it's really great because it's really like entertainment. You forget about the day at work. You spent the whole day into some office doing some stupid shit, and you get to see a show that you actually like, and you forgot about everything. All and right. You just enjoy yourself. And I think that has happened. I've seen some kids, like younger kids, like 10 something, that their parents took them to the show, and after the show they came to us to say that, oh yeah, this is what I want to do. I want to play guitar, and that's fucking awesome.
Good sir, how can folks stay in touch with you guys, buy some merchandise, buy this new album that's out, plus the first one? How can they do that? Tour dates, tickets, how can they do that, Timo?
They can check out from online. Basically, I think the easiest way to find us through Facebook, and we have the band's own website, armoredome.com. You can get from there. And AFM, I don't know how they work in USA, but at least in Europe, they have their own internet store. So I assume that they have in the USA also. So you can get stuff straight from the AFM website. They sell it there also.
Before I let you go, good sir, would you care to do a promo for my show?
Yep. Hi, everybody. It's Timo Kaarkoski from Armored Dawn, and you're listening to BODS Mayhem Hour. Stay heavy.
Everybody stick around. We got some great music coming up, and you only hear these interviews right here on BODS Mayhem Hour and BODS Mayhem Radio Network. Thank you so much, Timo.
Thank you, and rock on.